What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And in this video, I wanted to talk about Monyetta Shaw. Monyetta Shaw Carter revealed that she has been diagnosed with breast cancer. She revealed it today, May 31st, with People magazine. So, we're going to get into her story in this video, and we're going to get into what she had to say about Neyo and his poly relationship. I don't believe she said much before about what he has going on with those four girlfriends, but she's talking about everything now. She's talking about her breast cancer diagnosis and how she feels about Neyo and his four girlfriends. We're talking about it in this video, so make sure you subscribe to this channel, click the thumbs up button, click the bell, leave a comment, share this video on your social media and in your group chat. Do all the things to support this channel if you like this type of content. So, Real Housewives of Atlanta's Monyetta Shaw Carter reveals that she was diagnosed with breast cancer and she did an exclusive with People magazine. So they say Roa's Monyetta Shaw Carter is opening up about a recent health challenge. The reality star and former radio personality was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. And she said, quote, I had a biopsy about 10 years ago and it came back benign. So that means she had a lump, like she had a scare 10 years ago and it came back benign. She had a lump, but it was nothing. And she said, then last year in September, I was doing a self check because I felt this random sensation that I can't really describe in my left boob. It was like nothing I've ever felt before. It was literally like my body was alerting me that something was wrong, which is not surprising that your body will tell you. And they said 1 month later at her routine mammogram, doctors found a lump. She was diagnosed with slow growing stage 1 invasive ductal carcinoma, and that was in November of 2024. After a lumpectomy in January and 16 rounds of radiation, she rang the bell on May 2nd to mark the end of her treatment. And this is her first time talking about this. She's been dealing with this since fall of last year, and this is her first time talking about it and revealing that she had 16 rounds of radiation to treat it. And she said, quote, because I caught the cancer early, I will be here for my kids. There's nothing more important than getting checked often and early to protect your future. Our health is irreplaceable. I can't thank my exceptional doctors and nurses enough. They are our heroes. So she said that she recalled the moment she got the phone call from her doctor with her diagnosis. And she said, she was tearing up while she was doing this interview. And she said, quote, it was obviously one of the hardest and scariest moments of my life. She said, everything around me stopped. My heart dropped. I was afraid. I was angry. I was just numb. I can't imagine that feeling. And she said it was time to come up with a plan. While doing all the biopsies and MRIs, I was first considering having a double mastectomy. But after my genetic testing came back favorable, and after sitting in my reality for some time, I decided on the lumpectomy, which means she just took the lump out of one breast instead of getting, a double mastectomy. She says, so important for me to share this story because I hope to inspire others not to dismiss their gut feeling. Our body speaks to us, and when it does, we have to listen. It can be a matter of life and death. That's so true. That's so true. It's so many stories, especially of women that I hear saying, my body was telling me this. Like I could feel this in my body. Even if the doctors don't see it, like I can feel it. So it's so true what she's saying. So after her diagnosis, she said she found strength in her husband, Heath Carter, because she did marry. After her whole situation with Neil, she did marry. And she said she knew that she had to tell her ex fiance, singer Neil, whom she started dating in 2009, but split from in 2013, 2 months before their wedding. And y'all remember that. Y'all remember she got her tubes tied and everything because of Neil, because she was marrying Neil. She had already had 2 kids with him. And so she was done having children. And so they have their 2 children, Madeline, who is 14, who they call Maddie, a son Mason, who is 13. And I believe she calls them M&Ms. Like when she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she would always call them her M&Ms. And so she had to tell her husband and her children about the situation. And she also has stepchildren, Gigi and Brianna. And she said her husband was absolutely supportive. And she said, quote, we actually told him when we were all there, my husband and Neo, Maddie and Mason, and some of Maddie's friends were at a bowling alley celebrating Maddie's birthday. So at the birthday party, she said, quote, the kids were talking and playing and bowling, and we took him to the side and told Neyo the news. And the shock that was on his face said it all. And she said he was just super supportive. Quote, Neil was just showing up for me in a major way and just always asking and making sure everything was okay. He was like, oh, you're going to beat this. And she did. She did beat it. That's her with her kids right there. But she did beat it. She did beat it. And she talks about when she told Candy. She said, when I told Candy, she immediately was like, oh my gosh, what can I do? She's been so super supportive. She came by, sent the biggest stuff. And my other friends are in competition with who can send me the biggest flower arrangements. So everybody is being supportive and showing up. And I'm so glad like she has gotten past this. Like they said, she rang the bell, like she's cancer free in this moment. And I'm so glad for her that she's gotten past this. But I also wanted to talk about her relationship with Neyo since she mentioned Neyo and how supportive he was in this article. She did do a podcast interview recently with Kevin Hart's ex-wife where she talks about how she feels about Neyo and his poly lifestyle. If y'all aren't familiar, Neyo has like 3 or 4 girlfriends. And like in the past, I believe she said, Monyetta said that he cheated on her. His ex-wife Crystal said he cheated on her. So now instead of cheating, he is living out his poly dreams. So this is what she had to say about that.
How do you feel about him going around here with 3 different women and y'all have to raise kids and co-parent together?
Yeah. 2 things. Honestly, I do love that he's finally living in his truth.
Okay.
So honestly, kudos to that. Like,
I agree. 100%.
Honestly, you don't have to, lie anymore. Don't have to cheat. Just, be who you are and like I always said. I said this even before him. Like, give a person the opportunity to choose. You never know what somebody's with. Don't sell dreams and don't just, be out here all willy-nilly, doing whatever. So I am so happy that he's, his truth. Looks like he's happy and, living his life, And I will say this, he spends so much time with the kids. Like he really does. I just need him to separate the two. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, don't have her kids involved with all those girlfriends. It's not like he has a wife, and the kids see the wife. He has 4 girlfriends, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so she doesn't want her kids involved with that. But she said he does show up for his kids, which I think is the most important at this point, being that she's not married to him. He is her co-parent. So all she expects of him is to co-parent. So that's good to hear that he does actually co-parent despite having 4 girlfriends. He still prioritizes co-parenting. But y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about her comments on Neyo and his lifestyle. Like keep my kids away from that. And what do you think about her revealing her breast cancer diagnosis? Leave a comment, share your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching. Now, if you made it this far to the end of the video, then I think you like my content. So make sure you subscribe and check out my channel. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. Check out my playlist and my podcast, and I assure you, you will like more of my content.